Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruby, if you don't know who I am, and today I'm going to be answering all your top questions about Contiki. For context, I did 2 Contikis last European summer. So I did the European Quest Contiki, which is 25 days around like Eastern Europe. And then I did 11 days of the Greek island hopping plus. I did EuroQuest solo and I did Greek island hopping with a friend. I hopped on Instagram and you guys told me what you want to know, so let's talk about it. I know a lot of people are currently looking at booking their Contikis and their European trips, so hopefully this can help some of you guys out so you guys can make the right choice. How long did it take everyone to start warming up to each other? Literally straight away. I kid you not, it is the weirdest experience ever. Like, you'll all meet, whether it's the night before, the morning of, whatever, and you just meet everyone. Like, everyone wants to make friends. So if you're feeling nervous, if you're feeling like, oh, like, am I gonna make friends? Someone else, I guarantee, is feeling the exact same way, and everyone is happy to welcome you into their circle, and it's really warm and fuzzy. Literally, like, we hopped on the bus and we were all chatting, getting to know each other. It was pretty much instant. It's a really amazing example of like humanity and how like people are attracted to people, and like, yeah, it's very warm and fuzzy. How much free time did you have on your days in the countries? So this is one thing that kind of is my con of Contiki, and I should have known at the time, but like when you look at like the outline, I don't know, it'll say you have 2 days in Barcelona, for example. I can't even remember. But basically you'll spend that entire first day pretty much driving from one country to the other, and then you'll have dinner and then go out maybe, and then you've got the full next day before you leave the following morning. So you really only get one full day in a country if you're lucky. If you're somewhere for one day, it's honestly so rush. You're not gonna like even bring your stuff out of your bag. Like, you're literally gonna get there, explore, go out, sleep. And that's it. Like, I feel like you don't really have the time to properly immerse yourself. Like, in my opinion, Contiki is very much for someone that wants to just get a taste. They're not lying when they say you get a taste of each country. In contrast, however, in Greece, I had a lot more time in each place. There was a lot more downtime, more relaxing time. Whereas on my EuroQuest Contiki, it was very much, let's say this landmark and go to this restaurant and do this, and this. Whereas in Greece, it was very laid back. It was like, I'm gonna lie by the beach like a lizard. So that's just one thing to know. I would do Contiki if you're limited on time, because then you can see a lot of things in a small amount of time. What did you pack? Struggling so much to go comfort or style? I think you need to find a perfect mix of the two. I packed so many just like plain basic tank tops, and it did come in handy, don't get me wrong, but it's something you can buy in Europe. They've got so many basic tank tops. I personally, if I could go back and repack my bag, I would have taken more nice tops. I would have taken a pair of black pants, and I would have taken less tight maxi dresses, more flowy maxi dresses, and a few more going out outfits. I personally packed practically and comfort based, whereas I definitely needed to pack a few more stylish things, which I didn't do. I will say, Greek island hopping, dress flowy, dress cute, take bathers. EuroQuest, you need to bring clothes for every possible scenario, to be honest with you. Like, we copped the worst weather on our trip. I know some people that went to Europe and did not see a drop of rain. Me, I went to Venice, right, and it was like 35 degrees. The next day I was in Austria and it was like 20 degrees, and then the day after that I was in Prague and it was like 15 degrees pouring with rain, and I had nothing to wear. Like, I had a pair of jeans, but that was it. So I'd say definitely take a jacket, take a bolero, just take one base winter layering outfit, because you never know. If you're lucky, you won't use it, but it's best to have it with you. Did you struggle with drinking and then having to wake up early? Heard that's a big thing. Personally, no, because I wake up early after drinking anyway. I will sleep for 4 hours and I'm like, I'm ready to go. However, like, people literally just get on the bus and sleep. The bus is for sleeping. That is the bed. It's actually quite comfy. But yeah, I don't think it's a super big issue. They're not gonna let you sleep in. Like, you're in rooms most of the time with other people. They're not about to leave without you. If they are, they suck. But yeah, you'll be fine. How did you safeguard or carry your documents like passports? I just put it into like a closed compartment in my bag. We kept our passports on us on days where we were crossing the border, so we just kept it in our hand luggage most of the time. Did you have to share rooms with anyone you didn't know? Yes, but honestly, that was the best part. And that's one thing I loved about being solo on my EuroQuest Contiki. It was the fact that like every time we went to a new country, there was new people in my room, and like I feel like, yes, you can get to know people over dinner and you can get to know people, you know, on a night out or on the bus, but like sharing a room with someone's very different. Like you just like chat and you get to know about them and what their personality is like on a more personal level. So I really love that, and that's how I personally learnt the most about people and who I liked and who I didn't really like. So I really enjoyed the whole changing room aspects. Of course, if you do want to buddy up with people, if your tour manager hasn't done the rooms for the whole time, which our one hadn't, you can ask, to my knowledge, some people did this and say, oh, can I always be with this one person, so you always know you have a buddy. But personally, in my opinion, it's really fun changing your room around. What was your daily budget for each Contiki? I'm doing the same ones. EuroQuest, my daily budget was $100. Some people had a lot less of a budget than me and they were fine. I personally liked having the $100 a day. Sometimes I spent more than that. Sometimes I spent less than that. Keeping in mind, on a long travel day where you're on the bus for 8 hours, which happened very commonly, you are only really spending money at service stations. They are very expensive. But if you're smart and buy snacks in like a country, you know, the day before or whatever, then you're fine. But yeah, my personal budget for EuroQuest was about $100 a day. Some days was more, some days was less. At the end of it, when I like split it all up, it ended up about $100 a day. This was just for spending money. This did not include like breaking up the Contiki and like Contiki activities. I didn't count that. Honestly, by the time I went to Greece, I stopped counting. So I don't know what my daily budget in Greece was. I'm so sorry. I just kind of knew what money I had by the end of my trip, and I just knew I had to make it work somehow. So I, yeah. I found it really easy keeping my accommodation money and my spending money separately, so I knew how much money I had to spend. What to pack and do's and don'ts to stay under 20 kilograms. Pack your bag. Pack a bag, then get rid of half the clothes in there. I honestly was in such a rush before we left that I left with a pile of clothes on the floor for my poor mum to deal with. I personally was just have a few comfy outfits for bus days because you need it. Take some socks. Oh my god, I barely took any socks. You only need probably one workout gear unless you're working out every single day, but I personally just don't think that's feasible. I think just have one. You probably don't need 20 pairs of bathers like I did, but I still took all 20. I will say, for something like Greek island hopping, Sail Croatia, stuff like that, you do not need a full bag of makeup. You just don't. You don't need 10 different hair tools. I personally, the moment I got tanned, I just wore bronzer, blush, did my eyebrows and mascara, and a little bit of concealer. That's it. I was not wearing heavy makeup every day. On EuroQuest, I was wearing a full face of makeup because all the girls were, but like on Greek island hopping, it's so hot. Like Europe is like 40 degrees. You do not want to be putting like a heavy layer of foundation on. So personally, I would say leave most of it behind. They do have makeup shops there, so you can always buy some more. If anything, I would say if you're gonna bring makeup with you like foundation, I would just go to like Mecca or something and get like a sample tub, or just make your own sample tub with what you have at home, because it's gonna be so much more handy than taking a whole tube. I wouldn't bring heels. I did not have a single reason to wear heels the entire trip. I took a pair of platform slides and they were perfect. Take a mirror with you, like just a little handheld mirror. Take a hoodie with you, 100%, and a jacket. To be honest, on the first day of Contiki, they weighed our bags, and like genuinely, everyone's hand luggage that day was full. Like I literally had an entire packing cube of like bathers that I put into my hand luggage, so then my bag would be under 20 kilos. I said it. Is that bad? Yeah, probably it's bad, but everyone did it. But yeah, there's shops everywhere. You do have the autonomy to do what you want on Contiki. So if you want to say, hey guys, I'll meet you for lunch, I just want to go to Zara instead of going to like the sex museum, you can do that. Take your AirPods. Everyone walks around with AirPods in their ear in Europe, and every time I kept forgetting my AirPods, I would get the worst FOMO. Do they weigh your bags in London and Athens, and are they strict? They weighed my bag in London. They did not weigh my bag in Athens. So the EuroQuest Contiki is basically a modular trip, so you can join at different points of the trip. You don't have to start in London, finish in London or Amsterdam. You can start in Barcelona or Rome. Anyway, People did not get weighed. So if you're starting later on, you probably don't need to worry about it that much, but I probably wouldn't make my bag that heavy. You really don't need that much stuff. Don't let them TikTok girlies make you think that you need 100 dresses with you in Europe. You don't need it. I wore one pair of denim shorts the entire time and I was fine. I'd probably take 2 next time, but I was fine with 1 pair. Any specific outfits to pack for EuroQuest or the islands? I would have one nice dress, like a very nice dress, because you've got, in Paris, you've got the cabaret show, you've got like Monaco dinner, you've got like a flamenco show in Barcelona. In the Greek islands, we did a nice dinner in Santorini as well as a group. I think it's just really important to have one staple nice dress. I ended up buying a new nice dress halfway through because I was sick of wearing my old one. But I would just have a really classy, flowy, nice dress that's appropriate for like a formal thing. Not super formal. I'm not talking glitz and glam. I'm just talking a nice dress. Giving like you would wear it to a 21st. One short, one long. Was it easy to make friends? It honestly was. Everyone's pretty friendly. No one wants like someone to be left out. What did you wear day to day? Just my normal clothes. A lot of the time I wore my denim shorts. I didn't get that much wear out of my linen pants. It was like too hot for linen pants. Long dresses I did not wear. Flowy mini dresses and flowy mini skirts was the way to go. Anything tight, I was like, stay away from me. What did an average travel day look like? Fuck me. You'd wake up at like 6:30, 7, get breakfast at the hostel very quickly. You would pack your bags to coach at a certain time, put your bag in, sit on the bus, sleep. Travel day could be anywhere from like 3 hours to 8 hours, and then I think it's every 2 hours the bus drivers have to stop for a service stop so you can go to the toilet. There is a toilet on the bus, but go to the toilet, get some food, get some snacks. The service stops. One thing you need to know in Europe is that you'll go to these service stops on Contiki and you can buy like schnitzels, you can buy salads, you can buy burgers, you can buy pizza, you can buy food, right? So fucking expensive. So expensive. We're spending so much at these service stations. It was ridiculous. So please keep that in mind. Be smart about the service stops. And also, I will say, Europe does not have vegetables like we do. There is not heaps of fresh produce, especially in like Italy and stuff. It's all carbs, like literally carbs everywhere. So when you see vegetables, when you see a salad, go eat it. If you haven't done Contiki, you won't understand what I'm saying until you're on Contiki. If you've done a Contiki and you're watching this, you'll understand what I'm saying. What are some things you regretted not packing when you were there? A pair of glasses because I broke my glasses. I put my moisturizer into a little like sample cup when I should have just taken the whole tube. I really actually regretted not taking my hair straightener, which is really contrary to what a lot of people say on like TikTok and stuff. They're like, you don't need hair tools, and you don't, to be honest. But you don't need heaps of hair tools. Like just take one. I would just take my straightener, to be honest. Because sometimes you just need it. I wish that I didn't pack shit underwear. I bought a bunch of underwear from Kmart and they're so uncomfortable. I threw them all out. But in Europe, there's a really good underwear shop. It's called Tzensis. Oh my god. Next time I go, I'm going to check if they've got a store in Split. That's my first stop. And if they do, I'm going to make it my life's mission to go buy underwear from there. So then I have underwear on my trip. Do you recommend buying some clothes in Europe, like Italy, Greece? So I think it depends on the time of the year that you're going. I think that if you're going in like April, May, June, then yes, because you'll get the summer fashion. Whereas for me, in like August, everything was winter clothes. I will say, if you're doing Greek island hopping, do your shopping in Mykonos. I know that's, again, against what everyone on TikTok says, but Mykonos has everything, whereas Santorini was very much tourist stuff. It was very much magnets and necklaces and stuff like that. Where in Paros I bought jewelry, but it was low-key hard to find. They also had a lot of souvenir stuff, which was really cheap. However, tourist stuff, like little like pouches and evil eyes and stuff like that, Athens is the cheapest. What were your favorite and not favorite Contiki add-ons? Okay, so on EuroQuest, my favorite Contiki add-ons, let's go top 3, would have been Austrian farmer's dinner. Guys, please do it. It is literally the best thing ever. It's a home cooked meal. It is delicious. It is just beautiful. Highly recommend. The second best would be the cabaret show in Paris. I loved the cabaret show in Paris. It was so fun. The night out in Amsterdam, we had like a final night out. We had like Canal Cruise and then night out in Amsterdam, and that was really, really fun. I'm sure there's some that I'm forgetting here. I loved the flamenco show in Barcelona, but also a lot of Contiki add-ons I didn't like, and I didn't think it was worth my money. I personally did not enjoy the Bordeaux wine tasting. I thought that it was a rip-off for how much wine we got. Like it was delicious wine, but it was so not worth like 50 euros. The second one, personally, I hated the Paris dinner. I literally did not eat. It was so gross. Some people love it, so I think it just depends what restaurant you go to, but personally I hated it. I didn't really see value in the Venice, the local tastes of Venice one, because I could have gotten all that food myself. Like I paid a fair amount of money for that tour, and I could have just bought myself some food instead that I know I would have liked. One thing that I wish we did, and my Contiki didn't get to do it because of the weather, like the only bad day of weather was the Capri boat tour. I think that would have been amazing. Also, a few of like the night out ones I didn't really rate. Like I feel like if you've got somewhere in mind and you want to go out to that specific place, I wouldn't spend the money on like a tour of like different bars and stuff like that. I personally didn't think they were amazing. Like I think if I had done my research, I probably could have found somewhere with a really cool night out. Greek island hopping. I liked all the add-ons we did, to be honest. I think they were all fun and my group was great. I loved the Santorini wine tasting in the Greek island hopping plus, and for both the plus and the normal Greek island hopping, the EOS boat tour was the greatest day of my entire life. Truly, like such an amazing day. I am going to EOS again this year, and I would just want to do it just for fun. It was the best day ever. Do you have to party every night or drink heaps? Kind of worried I'll get pressured. No, not really. I thought that I would be doing a lot more drinking and partying when I was on Contiki than I did. But like people completely understand like pacing themselves and stuff like that. Like some people went out every single night and got absolutely off their faces and just hungover, slept it off on the bus. I know I paced myself. I had a few big nights, but like most of the time, like I'd have a few drinks, go to bed, or I would just stay in, wash my hair, watch an episode, my stomach's rumbling, watch an episode of Grey's Anatomy, go to bed. So I think it's really up to you. There's no pressure at all. Like no one's being like, oh, you're so boring for not drinking. No, everyone needs a break at some point. Unless you're superhuman. There's a few superhumans, but majority of the people like do take a break at some point. Those are all your questions today. So if you've got any more questions, I will be answering more questions on my TikTok and talking more about Contiki and Europe in general. So click the link down below and you guys can check that out. But otherwise, I hope this video helped you guys out, gave you guys some knowledge, and you go book a Contiki now. This isn't sponsored at all, by the way. This is just me making a Contiki Q&A video. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I need to go and eat some lunch. I'm so hungry. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Bye.